Well, hello everyone, I'm back. It's been a while since I've made a video for this channel. I think it was back in August was the last one. And I had another YouTube channel that kind of went poof, so where did I go? Like, what's going on? Now I'm back making a video on this channel to talk about all of that, but before I do, I want to talk about Zomboid, which is what's happening in the background. This is my Project Zomboid server that I host on behalf of the Hobby Shop Discord server, which used to be called Egee and kind of still is, but Alpha 42 is right around the corner, and I'm pretty sure when it drops we're going to have to wipe and lose all of these really cool builds, so I want to show them off. All the cool stuff and people that you see are from the Hobby Shop Discord server, so if you want to check it out, you can join. The link's in the description. Zomboid is a rather testy server to host, and I'm doing it all myself with Linux Game Server Manager running in Docker on Linode, and it's like a whole thing. But I'm really proud of it, so hopefully it'll be fun to watch in the background as I talk about the channel. So a lot of you that watched my old YouTube channel, OpenEgee, know that it got nuked, completely deleted. Apparently, things got a little bit too spicy over there, believe it or not. I appealed, hoping that maybe they would tell me what I did wrong, but no. I elaborate more about it in another video that I have up on my website, but basically the TLDR of it is that I'm posting my ASMRs there until I'm ready to take it back to the YouTubes. I'm a little trepidatious about even making a video on YouTube because YouTube is so weird and fast and loose with its rules, and I'm still not even sure what exactly I did wrong. And that happened at the start of this year. Last year was like a totally different story. It was a wild ride for me. For this channel, I actually started with a release on day one. I went back and looked, and sure enough, I released something on January 1st. And I maintained pretty good velocity for this channel most of the year too. A lot of tech videos, a lot of gaming videos later on, but by August, I think I was basically just over it. I had a lot going on in my life, and the other channel was taking a lot of my time and interest, and I think the last video was that silly motorcycle video I did where I got stuck in the sand. On OpenEgee, I released almost every week, I think, until June, and then some things happened, I slowed down, and I think I only released 3 videos on that channel between September and December. I recorded a video in my car before it started getting cold for this channel, and I'll probably finish it someday. I guess it needs part 2 because I was replacing the valve cover gasket to stop an oil leak, but the leak persists. I didn't know exactly what was causing the leak when I was finishing that video, but I know now, so like the video just kind of like ended and I was like, oh darn it, it's still leaking. But there's more work that I have to do to it, and I've got to take it somewhere, and it's like a whole thing, so I'm kind of holding on to it, but the footage is done. Sometimes it's just like that though. Videos take a long time to produce because they're waiting on this or waiting on that, or they're just waiting for me to be interested in it again. So let me talk to you about some branding stuff that is going to be happening and changing with the channel. Not so much of this channel, but a lot of my ASMR stuff and things like that. So for a long time, this channel, like this particular YouTube channel, was just called Egee, and that was it. And then it became Egee's Tech, which is fine, and then now it's Egee's Hobbies. I've commented once before about how I think that it's funny that my very original channel name, the one that I made a long time ago, is called Brian's Projects, and it's still around actually. And now I've renamed this channel to Egee's Hobbies, which hobby, project, pretty similar, and I've wondered if maybe I should just go back to Brian. But the thing is, this channel and me go way back. It's basically a part of my legacy. If I started back up on Brian's Projects or started a new channel, I'd be starting over, and I don't want to lose what I've already built here. This channel has endured the rise and falls of so many interests of mine, and it's survived the demise of my other channels, so it would be silly just to drop it and move on from it, right? I think a big part of my problem, or maybe YouTube's problem, is that it doesn't know what to do with this because my content and interests span so many different topics, and I've pivoted on this channel a few times, so YouTube's like, who's gonna watch this? When I post a video, it has almost no reach in my existing subscriber base, of which there's 20,000, 25, something like that. And only a fraction of those people watch my videos. My audience today is almost exclusively people who watched my OpenEgee content. And if you didn't already know, a few years ago now, I created a new channel called OpenEgee as an escape from this one. I got into ASMR content production and it blew up, got really popular. And at this point, more people probably know me from OpenEgee and as an ASMR artist than this channel as like a tech person. husky, whatever. But it's always super neat when people discover me through ASMR and then find out that I use Linux and open source, and then they get into it because I'm into it. It's like a subversive way of getting people interested in open source software, which is awesome if you ask me. But so what's next with OpenEgee gone? I turned my links website, which is egee.xyz, into a content host of sorts. So if you go to egee.xyz and /videos, it will take you to like a backend, I guess. It's the same site, but it's just styled different, and then you can see videos there. It's a WordPress site, and the videos are hosted through VideoPress, and it works so magnificently well. It's really impressive, honestly. Combing through the archives and remastering and publishing is something that I do on the weekend. So every weekend I try to reproduce a piece and post it up there, and then my supporters get it for a few days first, or up to a week first, just kind of depends on my schedule, and then everybody else gets it. Basically the same cadence as I had on YouTube, but now it's on my website until I'm ready to come back to YouTube. I also want to start publishing those same hits, like the ones that are really popular and have wide appeal. I want to publish those to Spotify under my own label. Publishing my ASMR as music to Spotify and Apple Music and things like that is neat because a lot of what people enjoy is the audio. The video portion is a part of it too, and the long-term plan is to host a PeerTube instance, but there are a lot of moving parts for that. It's going to be very expensive to host something like that, so it's not something I'm just going to whip out over a weekend like I did with VideoPress. I have hooked my website, that WordPress site, into Fedi using ActivityPub, so I can post the stuff from my website and it automatically goes to Fedi, and you can see it on Mastodon or anywhere like that. So I'm like a quarter of the way there, but it's a slow and expensive road, so it won't happen anytime soon. But I also want to show you how I did all of this. Like, I've got a WordPress website that's hooked into all of these different things, and I've got Jetpack, and it's really, really neat. And I did it really fast, so producing a video will also help me understand exactly what the heck I did. It's all documented in code. I deployed it with Ansible, and it's all really, really solid and tight, so I think that it'd make really good content. The thing is, though, tech videos are a beast. You need a script, material to riff about, content for the video, like the video portion, and then whatever editing magic you use as a hook, and I don't really have much. ASMR videos are a lot of work too, but it's different because they follow a very linear workflow. It's just like from start to finish. And tech videos, you're starting and then you're stopping to get stuff, and then you're starting again and then you're stopping to get more stuff, and it's a whole thing. I have to be really into it to want to do it. But what else is fun is knowing that I have an interested ear for my content. I know that people are very interested in me and this channel now that OpenEgee has evaporated, so in a way I'm making this video for you, Flufferschnoots, or is it hobbyists? But likewise, people have been very interested in following and supporting me lately, and I want to give you a place to do that. Marketing and self-promotion is definitely one of my weakest points, and I'm always trying to get better at it. I've been trying to work it into my content production schedule too, so it's kind of automatic. I don't have a set static release day, but when I do, I typically try to stream on Twitch in the evening. I was streaming on YouTube, but I don't really want to get super invested in streaming and members and all kinds of stuff on YouTube anymore because they can just pull the rug out from under you. So Twitch is fun and streaming gaming is fun, so I tend to do that on days that I release publicly an Egee video. I've also got the Hobby Shop Discord server, which is the Project Zomboid server you see in the background. You can join it and play on there. In the Discord server, there's a few Egee-specific channels that members and Ko-fi supporters can get special roles for. And speaking of that, I've kind of decided to revive Ko-fi. It's like a safe-for-work alternative to Patreon that lets you become members or leave one-time tips and things like that. It also makes it easy to do commissions, which I've gotten quite a number of requests from people since the channel went down, so that's something I'm considering. And of course, there is Patreon, but that's for the After Dark crowds now. Since I'm notoriously bad with outros, let me just summarize. My old ASMR channel went kaput. You can catch some of my oldies up on my website and on Spotify. Links in the description, and my website is plugged into Fedi. PeerTube is coming someday, and a new revived ASMR channel will also be coming sometime sooner than PeerTube. But stay tuned to this channel because I've got some guitar stuff I want to show you, and I also want to show you how I got my website hooked up through Fedi and all the cool stuff I've got going on there. But until then, I appreciate all your support, and thanks for watching.